everybody.
Hiya, dude. I'm just trying to find the show. Why is the show not on any of my Facebooks? I can't share it onto the wall. We've got the same problem I had before. There. How do I say shave? How do I shave this? How do I shave this? How do I send this onto the Dark Mirrors wall? Well, this is a pisser, isn't it? Bear with me. Just talk amongst yourselves. You know, just ignore me. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll do this.
Fucking StreamYard.
StreamYard's a fun. Why is this? Hello, everybody out there. Why is this not going onto Facebook?
I remember something about it there being an update.
Well, apparently it's here on. Hang on. I know what I've got to do. Remember, we had this ball ache before. I need to go on to one of the networks. Again, bear with me. Where is Simply Spooky? Simply Spooky Network. Right, let's go to there. Nope, that's not me. Let's try this one. Is this it? Oh, this looks like it is. Looks like we're getting somewhere. This is it. How the fucking hell do I share this? See. How do I share this? I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I can't share it. Anybody out there who is watching, if you would like to share the radio show's wall, that'd be brilliant. Because Facebook, as per usual, have done their normal thing where I cannot share any of this onto either my wall or the Dark Mirrors wall. Why the friggity frig can I not? No, can't share it onto my wall. Well, this is no.
Try doing that.
It sucks. It simply sucks. Hang on. I wonder if I can go onto YouTube and do it that way. Just bear with us. How you been anyway? How's your back? You all right? And for those of you out there who've been sending me lots of well wishes and stuff, thank you. All's good. Everything went really well with my mum's funeral and stuff. We've made some money for Fern Animal Sanctuary. Going down there next weekend, and we're going to go and see the Animal Sanctuary, and hopefully they're going to agree to have her ashes sprinkled there and stuff. So should all be good. Come on. Home. Right, live. Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Got no fucking idea, mate. I got no idea. You know what? There you go. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't care. I give up. Let's go into the comments here and have a look. Who's on there? Nicola, Willow, everybody else. Hi, guys.
Willow knows how. Will help us.
Thank you for sharing it onto the wall for me. I don't know. I don't know why it won't let it. I get the Facebook thing saying, "Oh, your profile has to be your thing has to be going for more than 100 days and have more than 100 followers." And it's like, well, why are you not doing it? So I've got no idea why it can't do that. Hi, Wayne. You're right, dude. Nice to see you. Greetings from the bath. Wayne is watching us in the bath. And now if you listen very, very quietly, you'll hear a sound that's like bloop, bloop. And that's actually Wayne's testicles floating to the top of the water as he talks to us. It's quite off-putting, isn't it? Knowing that that's going on. It's not right, is it? Hi, Noreen. So anyway, Josh is just looking. fuck did he just say, dude?
Right? This is
Yeah,
maybe why they don't let us go live anymore.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Willow. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back. I wasn't myself. Yeah, so I needed a bit of time. Still sorting out my mum's bungalow. That's why we're going down there this weekend, and then hopefully that's done, sorted, and closed. And apparently Wayne is looking for mermaids in the bath. That's not a mermaid, mate. You want to tell yourself that, you do that, but dirty boy, it's not a mermaid. So anyway, what's been going on in Wayne and his little brown mermaids? I made a little fish. What's been going on in the world of the MAD and the UFOs and the cryptozoology and everything?
I don't know, man. I've been out for like 2 weeks. Tell you the truth. I know there's been some of them weird stars found again. They're not sure if they're planets with structures built around them, or some people are saying they're angels.
Angels?
Yeah, they actually like the biblical kind, you know, with multiple eyes, with the
Oh. I was watching something. I think it was on TikTok, and I reshared it, and it was a sphere with tons and tons and tons of eyes. And normally, you can just about tell if it's AI. This looked fluid and it looked real, and then it panned to what was meant to be the same thing, but it looked like do you know what a myglomorph spider is?
Yeah.
One with with all the eyes across there. It sort of went to that, and then these all started moving and going like all around this sphere. But I found that very odd. And I've noticed one thing I've noticed as well. Do you remember is it the river Euphrates is lowered and they found those caves?
Yeah.
And they said they found screaming. That's gone dead. There's been nothing. You would have thought that if this was everything that they said it was, there'd be people exploring and going in there and investigating, but there's been nothing. It's been like dead quiet. And that's it. That's the show. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye.
You're all right, Rita. But yeah, I'll tell you what I have noticed. Somebody sent me a video, and it was. Do you remember the film Flight of the Navigator?
What film?
Flight of the Navigator.
Is that the one where they like flew around the world for the first time?
Well, there's the ship that's in Flight of the Navigator. It's like almost like Quicksilver, and it can morph into different things. There was a video taken, and again, unfortunately, these days with AI, you don't know. But there's a video taken of this thing, and it looked just like the ship from Flight of the Navigator. So, is it? Isn't it? Is it real? I mean, obviously, it can't be Flight of the Navigator. I remember the voice of the road, the AI that flew the ship was like and spoke like that. But a bit like me after a few pints, really. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else has been going on, because I have been keeping an eye on stuff. There's been the usual, all this nonsense about a bloody wall in Antarctica, and there's been all these crappy AI photos saying, this is Antarctica on this side, here is the wall. Here's lush green lands with strange buildings on this side, and it's like, no. And there's been all the stuff. What do you make of Tartaria?
I don't know. I believe there's probably an ice level before there's the Tartaria.
Tartaria was originally a story. It was in a book. I think it was back in the 80s or 90s. There was this book written about Tartaria, and it was fiction. It was completely made up. It wasn't based on any fact or anything. And now, like 30, 40 years later, everybody's going, oh my God, Tartaria, it's real. It exists. No, it fucking didn't. It really
One
didn't.
guy was all like, oh, I know what I'm going to talk about on TikTok, and none of this generation knows this. So
Yeah, in it. Yeah. It's complete bollocks. Tartaria was not a real place. Tartaria was a fucking book. It was a short story, a book. That was it. It wasn't based on fact. And now you've got all these like Generation Z and all that lot going, oh, no, get your head out your asses and do a bit of research. It wasn't real. It wasn't real at all. Like Cthulhu. Some people are trying to pass that off as real. No, it was from a book.
That's where you kind of cross though, because he did hang out. He's like was best friends with Crawley, and they were doing the seances, and they both said they were having like downloads, and so like, is some of the mythos real that he was talking about?
See, I think there are elementals in the world, and I do think there are elementals in the world, and I think there was precursors to us. I don't think for one second we are the only beings here, whether we're from elsewhere, whether we were genetically altered, whether we were mixed with the local species and then again genetically altered. I don't know. But I do not think for one second that we are the only intelligent, if you can call us intelligence. Have you seen the state of our government? I don't think for one second we are the only people who've ever been here. I think there was lots and lots of things before us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when you look at like a lot of the old legends, and you go back, we only go back to something like 7,000 years, isn't it? Like for written stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the Sumerian stuff, and they talk, and we've said this so many times, and they talk about the epics of Gilgamesh and the Anunnaki and all that sort of stuff, and all that, and the scrolls say that actually we've been here for 250,000 years in various forms from out there, and then the final form we have here, we were altered, and it's like, I think there's a lot of credibility to that. A lot of credibility to that.
I mean, even like Raleigh, the city, the city in the ocean, kind of is a lot like Atlantis. I mean, if you start looking at his stories, like stacking them up, to, some of it gets scary. I mean, even look at the string theory. I mean, that's basically any tangible thought that is thought is a reality somewhere else. So that alone, there's probably a Cthulhu in another dimension.
Well, there is a school of thought that the onion theory, the multiverse, that every single decision we make, and we go like the Terry Pratchett in the Discworld books did the Trousers of Time, where and the Trousers of Time is every decision you make. You got the two legs, you can go down. Oh, I'm going to go this way, or no, I'm going to change my mind to this one. And each time you go down there, that splits, and then the next one splits, and then the next one splits, and and the next one splits. And that's where you get the multiverse and the onion theory from. And for every single thought that we've had, be it good, bad, whatever, it exists somewhere out in the multiverse. Like there's a world out there where science is actually magic, and all magic is a form of energy manipulation we haven't tapped into yet. But could that have been something that we used to use in a previous incarnation of us thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago? But because we don't know what the hell it was, we call it magic, Right.
It's sort of like the stories that the Electric Knights come from, and I don't know if you've seen any of that a few years ago.
The Electric Light.
Yeah, basically there was like an order of knights. That goes with the whole Tartaria stuff too. That we're using like a form of energy, like weaponry. They got lost.
If you look, I'm thinking what you're on about. If you look into the Mahabharata and the Enuma Elish and everything like that, the holy books, and they talk about the gods having, you know what I'm on about, the scraps in the sky with their ships, and the energy beams like missing and hitting the ground and stuff. Well, if you go all around Asia, there's still bits around there that's got like 750,000-year-old nuclear energy that's hit the ground in strikes, and they think that Sodom and Gomorrah. They think they found the remains of one of those two cities, and it was wiped out by a massive energy hit. They don't know if it was nuclear or what, but what they found doesn't make any sense. And they said it literally looked like it went gone.
Honestly, that's what I think happened to Mars.
Did you? There is somewhere I've got a a redacted CIA document in regards to I can never remember the damn name for the thing when you give somebody a set of coordinates and they just go zoom, and then they can tell you what's there.
Yeah. Remote viewing.
Remote viewing. Yeah, I've got a CIA report on that. And it was to do with Mars. These people weren't told. It was back when Majestic 6 and all that lot was going on, and all that stuff. But these guys weren't told. Hey, Dan, we're not told that it was Mars or anything. They were just given coordinates and a time frame, and it was 1.5 million years ago on these coordinates. And they zoomed in, and they were talking about these massive pyramids and these beings that were tall, spindly things. But they said that they were the last of their kind there because they'd fucked up, had a war, fucked their atmosphere on the planet, and they'd gone off in their ships looking for a habitable planet, and then they were going to come back and get these guys. So I reckon possibly somewhere there's got to be some sort of proof that there was something there, because even if it's like depleted uranium, that'd still be there 1.5 million years later. So the buildings may all be gone, but there'd be some sort of proof there. And I think possibly the Bobbermans know a hell of a lot more about what's up there and what's going on than they're ever going to let on. Like the dark side of the moon. There's so much stuff that's going on up there that I've read about and seen, and I'm convinced there's stuff up there. And
yeah, me too.
Yeah, you think there is?
Yeah. I honestly think we were told to get off the moon. And that's why everything looks the way it does. Because we went there and somebody was like, no, people, you don't belong here.
Have you heard the you know when they landed and they went and they switched to the emergency channel? It was being monitored down there by a radio ham operator, which is like a bit like glorified CB radio over here. And this guy was listening to it and he recorded it. And he's you can hear them saying, they're watching us. They're there. They're up in the sky, and there's some around the crater, and they're watching us. They do not want to see it. But they're here, and they're just like observing us to see what we'll do. So, and then after that, you get all the stories about making the agreement between the whichever races from other planets between Earth and there. So, there's got to be aliens.
Yeah.
Look at me. I mean, my mum, I'll tell her, I was talking to my girls about that earlier. She had that universal blood. You know, the golden blood that they don't know where it comes from. Yeah, my mum had that. She had the universal blood.
RH?
I can't remember what the hell it was. I just know it was the universal blood. What you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, is Josh has actually gone off camera to fart loudly so that we can't hear it. There you go. No, he's just done that. So, yes.
No, my toddler picked the lock.
So I don't know. Yeah, everybody who's saying hello and everything. Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be back. Wayne can't be with us because Wayne's absolutely cream crackered, as you saw by the fact he's in the bath watching us playing with his little brown fish. You know. So let's. Yeah, come on then, fire away, send messages, questions, this, that, and the other. It's us. And if Wayne was there as well, it's just I haven't been back for a while, as you know, so I am now. And we have still got Ghost. The Ghost is downstairs. I've got the black and white cat right beside me here, and I've got the other nut jobs and aliens. You missed that, didn't you? You missed me saying aliens. That's what it is. So. Oh, anyway, are you all right though?
Yeah, Finn.
Is that one of your kids?
Yeah.
Go say hello.
You want to say hi?
Hey, little dude. Oh yeah. You all right, mate? Is it bedtime? Oh no, it can't be bedtime yet, can it?
No, it's not bedtime. It's only
what time?
10 to 4.
4. Yeah. The days when my kids would come in and disturb me. Oh yeah, and I had my alien head redone as well.
Oh, cool.
been redone. So I've just got to get me mum. I showed you earlier. I am not getting my boobies out for you lot, but I did show Dan earlier. I did show Josh earlier. I've got to get my mum's tattoo finished, the colouring. So yeah, got one on my heart and one over here. So thank you, Dan. Thank you. It's nice to be back. So anyway, what we're in now, we are in June. We're nearly at the end of June. Shit. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. It sucked, you know. It was my birthday on the 18th, and my mum died on the 18th of May. So I was not looking forward to it at all. And then, bless her, Rachel went out of her way to make it a special day, and her daughter did as well, because her daughter runs a crepes and ice cream parlor along the beach here. And she said, "Bring me down," and we had we did this really nice stuff, and it was just an awesome day. And like we were mucking about on the beach and doing piggybacks, and just it was an awesome day. And she really, really made it feel good and made me forget about everything that's happened, and it was absolutely awesome. So yes, I completely went off on a tangent there. Yeah, nearly at the end of June. We're supposed to be finding out absolute proof of aliens by, is it July? I think they said the end of July. I'm sure that's one of the things they said, wasn't it? The end of July. Now, when they say absolute proof, does this mean they're going to go, yeah? Or does this mean they're going to go, oh my God, you know, we zoomed in and we saw this planet with lights on it? Well, guess what? We zoomed in.
Look, can't stop, and we need your tax dollars.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be. And then the church is going to be like, we need to send them God. They don't know. They've been sinning for all this time. We need missionaries. Missionaries, Marines, and McDonald's.
Yeah, the 3 M's. Yeah. I'd say if I was like younger and single, I would quite happily be an ambassador and go and do all that, because I think that all beings throughout the multiverse have got humor, and I think that's the one language you can unite people on. Well, 2 things: humor and love. And I think that's the universal understanding is humor and love. And I think if you can do that, especially with I reckon if they're watching this show, actually, they may be going, well, that is little brown fish. Ask Wayne and his floating orbs. Ask him about that. He'll tell you. But yeah, I reckon we could possibly get on with some of those guys out there if we, what do you reckon?
Probably. I think so. Definitely with the crazy experiences I have had in like astral or sleeping, I think we definitely will. I don't think they're too far off from us.
So tell us some of these experiences. You shouldn't have said that, dude. You just dropped yourself right in it. Come on.
I already have, unlike other interviews.
Well, tell some of these people.
Going into like the whole astral dream world is like a whole episode in itself, I feel like. But other people have experiences too. I feel like aliens really aren't that off from us, especially the ones looking into us.
What's your school of thought? Do you think we're from here? Do you think we were mixed with other DNA and altered, or do you think we're refugees from elsewhere? Or the original version of us?
A little bit of everything. I'd say to you, I don't think this is our original planet. No. I mean, the sun kills us. Everything is bad for us here.
If I remember right, I'm sure I read a report somewhere that the gravity here, we're not built for this gravity. We're built for a slightly, I can't remember if it was slightly heavier or I think it's slightly heavier gravity. And that's why there's a lot of school of thoughts that go, we're not actually originally from here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When have you read about the reptilians starting a massive war in a different universe?
Yeah, of course, with the Lemurians.
Yeah.
All, yeah.
Because they were a refugee race, weren't they? Going from planet to planet to planet to try and get away from them. And
then I don't know either because like there's a lot of shit. Like everybody hates the reptilians, and I feel like there's a reason for that. And
there has got to be. Yeah, it can't just be when you married Uncle Bob. That was your cousin. No, it can't be anything like that. It's got to be a real reason that they pissed off so many people. But see, and there's another thing: the Lemurians and everything, and you got the tall Nordics. The Nordics were one of the races that were escaping the reptilians, and we're supposed to be related to them.
Why were they hanging out with the Nazis? Everybody says that about the Palladians or the tall ones, and it's like, well,
there's
so
the Palladians.
Why were they doing that?
The Palladians and the Lemurians, and it's like everybody knows damn well the Germans had help from off planet. Look at the shit they've got. Look at New Schwabenland in Antarctica. Look at the UFOs. Look at Die Glocke. You know, they were experimenting with anti-grav technology as well. So what the fuck? And they had the better uniforms as well. Do you know who designed their uniforms and made them for them? Hugo Boss. Seriously, the German uniforms were made by Hugo Boss. That's why they had the better uniforms, bastards. Have you seen my army uniform that I have to wear?
Yeah. The ones here look like pajamas.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about...
Go on.
I was going to say the only thing I didn't like about German uniforms was their trousers on the officers that went look like they just farted inside their trousers and they go. But they did. They had help. Look at all this. Look at all the stuff they had. You know.
Right, and in the war before, they were wearing like fucking horns on their helmet. Yeah, right. And then all of a sudden, their fit's just like better than everybody's too.
And they had the technology. They had the V2s. They had the Doodlebugs, everything, and they had Werner von Braun and all that sort of stuff. And Werner von Braun claimed he got his knowledge from elsewhere. You know. And look at Nikola Tesla. Nothing to do with the Germans, but look at Nikola Tesla. And the hotel he was in, that was all done to receive energy and everything. And and the CIA were watching him from 2 rooms away. And then all of a sudden, some trunks of his information goes missing after he dies. I don't know if you saw the. I posted up a video on the Dark Mirrors wall, and it was.
And then all this happened. The Trump's grandfather just happens to have all Tesla's stuff too.
That's right. Well, he was working with him. He was in charge of it, wasn't he? Makes you wonder. It's like, what's your opinion on Trump?
I don't know. It's very weird that Kurt Cobain always joked about him becoming president too, wasn't it?
Hey Sarah, I've always found it weird that he was the only one that went and made a point of going and talking to Putin and going and talking to Kim Jong-un and trying to make friends. And then you've got like the likes of what's our one over here? Fucking Rishi Bullbag Sunak. And then you've got the octogenarian that's in charge of your country over there, the one who can barely fucking walk without pissing himself. I can't remember his name. Yeah. I've seen some interesting videos of him. Have you seen him with the guy that's holding that kid and he's going, mwah, mwah, mwah. But you can see
there's a lot of videos of him fucking kissing on kids and sniffing kids. He's a fucking weirdo.
Sniffing kids. Oh, I want to win your vote. He's weird, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of him with the, when he turns and stuff, and they zoom in and you can see like latex folds or something.
The FBI is known for wearing masks for people. Like it's common knowledge there. So what's the deal with that? I honestly think it's like that Chinese emperor story. I think he's dead. I think he's been for a long time.
They said the same thing about Putin, didn't they? He actually died and it's a replacement. Or a double. It's not happened to Rishi Sunak yet, has it? Sorry, politics over here, same as it is over there. We have a bunch of wankers in charge of the country over here, and hopefully they'll be fucked off out of it soon. Let's hope. But they'll just be replaced by someone equally as bad anyway. So yeah.
Right.
Anyway, aliens and
let AI just let AI do it at this point in time. It can't get any worse.
When you've got the likes of, what was it? It was Elon Musk when it turned around and said we've got to keep an eye on AI because it's a bad thing. If he's fucking turning around and saying that, listen to him. You know?
I don't know. There's something weird with his whole fucking family too. They'll have like 15 kids, and we gotta sleep with every chick you meet. And they're just no. That's kind of like, are you a reptilian, buddy? Why is it so important to sleep and get your DNA everywhere?
Maybe Genghis Khan reincarnated.
Zuckerberg thinks he's Caesar.
Oh, what's going on with Zuckerberg building a fucking bunker, and all the other elites building bunkers?
Just watch Fallout and learn how to, operate the jet torch. It'll be good. I'll deal with them fuckers.
Do you reckon? What was that film that's not long been out? Civil War. Do you reckon that's a precursor?
I'm hoping not. I mean, it is an election year, so everything is fucking crazy. And it's been a real rough one. We've had aliens, we've had natural disasters, we've had both of them are like guilty as shit. Both the people running right now, multiple different crimes. So it's just.
Well, one thing that hasn't happened, which I can remember before I moved here, so about 3 years ago, Wayne and I were talking about some of the predictions that have been made, and one of them was that the caldera that's underneath Yellowstone Park, that was supposed to have gone boom, and because it's a super volcano and one of the biggest one in the world, it was going to take out, I think it was most of North America, or at least cover it in ash and the atmosphere, and we were going to have like an Antarctica.
The Yellowstone was supposed to go up. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
I remember it's been rumbling, but it hasn't actually done anything, and that was supposed to have happened about 3 years ago.
I don't know. Probably with the likes of HARP, they probably got shit like that on their wraps.
I hope it fucking doesn't. I really hope it doesn't.
You know what I mean? I'm sure they have that all controlled. Look what happened with Dubai, with just that screwing up with the seating.
What happened with what?
We know with Dubai.
I no idea, mate.
Oh, it was flood. Like this was a couple weeks ago. It was flooding, and they're like, "Yeah, we overheated the sky."
The fact that the whole place is dust and sand and fucking hot, and all the world's elites go there, and they've even made a fucking like all those sandbars, like a palm tree where you can go and live, and then all of a sudden something goes, "Do you know what? I'm gonna piss on your parade." Do you reckon that was
They said they did it.
Yeah, that's it.
They openly admitted they were like asking for help. They're like, "What do we do now?" And everybody, scientists are like, "Yeah, I guess you wait it out." Worked.
So has that been proved now? It was. Oh yeah, Wayne just said there with cloud seeding. Has that been proved now?
They like right away admitted it.
Wow. But see, cloud seeding was a thing back in the 1800s, wasn't it? And they used to say it was like snake oil. It was a lot of bollocks. And they used to fly things up with silver nitrate in, didn't they, into the clouds to try and get it to rain. You're looking at me like, what?
Well, I'm just thinking too. I was like, there's the whole natives have their rain dances and stuff. I'm sure there's something to harmony and sound that probably would help.
I've always said about all that sort of thing, all the legends and everything. Look at the Native Americans. Look back in time. Don't try and look forward, and don't look now. Look back in time, like looking at the Norse legends of their gods, and look at the Roman legends and the Greek legends and stuff, and then see if you can put it into modern parlance, and then you might be able to understand what was actually going on. I think if you try and look at it with modern eyes, it doesn't work. But if you look back to the old tales and then put modern eyes to the old tales, I think that would help a lot more. Because I'm a firm believer. the Anunnaki and stuff.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there's so much of history that's covered up too as well.
Well, look at I'm just trying to find the name of it now. The you know there's all the there's they overdosed it. They put too much in the sky and it produces too much water. Do you reckon that the Dubai guys were going, what the fuck? You just saying that we have all this money, we cannot stop the rain.
I mean, there's a lot of shit that happens in Dubai too now. I mean, that's where the UFC holds like the major events now is in Dubai.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID, because they're all like, yeah, you don't need to wear masks here.
Well, they're building that city, aren't they? That's like a wall. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a city. It's being built, and it's like a long, straight wall, and it's completely self-contained. It has gardens, shops, everything that cities have, but it's in this like wall. It's like I think it's like an acre thick wall, but it's just a wall that goes through the middle of the desert. The line.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'll bet you trying to live there, you mega rich, mega rich.
Or really shitty conditions.
I still want to know what's underneath the desert. I've been reading some things about the deserts, all the deserts, and back I think it was like 100,000 years ago, the deserts were like little tiny efforts, and the starts of some of the deserts of where these. Remember, I was talking about the thermonuclear radiation that's been found. They reckon that's what started off the desiccation factor of these deserts, and it wiped out loads of stuff. So I'd love to see and love to know what's underneath all that sand.
Oh, I think there's cities underground that we openly don't talk about. I mean, I interviewed a guy that was a MUFON director, and his mom worked for Howard Hughes. She was one of his secretaries back in the day, and she told him all sorts of stories about being underground in the Middle East, and that these cities had powers and movie theaters and
what is
like
a city?
New York, underground.
There's a city under Moscow, isn't there?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they I think it was the 19th century. They built another city underneath Moscow because they lived in fear all the time that they were going to get invaded and this, that, the other. So they built a complete city underneath Moscow, and it goes out for miles and miles and miles. And it's like that. It's self-contained. It's got everything you need underneath it, but it's just abandoned. They don't go there. So they say.
Abandoned.
We have cities where they built the new over the old rather than demolish it and start again. Well, look at Edinburgh. I think it's Edinburgh that's got the old Edinburgh underneath, isn't it? The Edinburgh vaults and everything. Yeah, that's right. And Sarah Lee just said desert glass came for some hot heat. Desert glass can only be made. There's two types of glass you can get in the desert. One's the lightning strike, and one's done by thermonuclear radiation. So yeah, you're absolutely spot on there. And there's patches in all deserts where you can find this glass, but you can only find them in these patches, and it's those patches that have got the radiation still there from thousands of years ago. So it kind of makes you wonder what was going on. And as I say, if you breed, well, Josh evidently does. He's got kids. I've got kids as well. If you read all the stuff about the Mahabharata and Enuma Elish and all that sort of stuff, they talk about the strikes, the wars between the gods and the demons, which when you put two and two together and look at all their UFOs and stuff, was actually two alien factions just having a scrap. But their weapons hit the ground. They had missed, damn, you missed me. But it hit the ground and wiped out a city like Sodom and Gomorrah and glassed it. And that's where you got the glass from, shot glass and nuclear glass. But yeah, spot on. I think there's a lot out there that is known, but whether we'll actually get whether the Bobberments of the world will actually come out and go, yeah, is another matter. I think the only way you're ever going to get the truth come out is if these things suddenly pop out on cameras everywhere and go, hey, same with aliens. It's only going to come out if they actually world global sighting. I'll tell you what has gone quiet. You know, there was down in Brazil, there was the aliens attacking villagers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bollocks, mate. I don't believe for 1 second that was aliens.
Do
I've gone
you
quiet.
think there was some different force version of special forces from a different country practicing some new tech?
I think there was. See, my thing is, because I've had family that were special forces. My father was ex-SAS, and he only started coming out with stuff 2 weeks before he died. Some of the stuff I obviously can't talk about, but I know that special forces, if they know there's something coming that we're not supposed to know about, they will do shit like this. They will go and pretend to be something else and practice and scare the crap out of the natives and make them think it's this, so that all these stories build up and build up and build up. And then it's like irrefutable that that was an alien that attacked our village. That was an alien that took that girl, that took her face off, and this, that, and the other. The fact that you had two of those inverted commas aliens speaking in South American Spanish, and one of them had a Brazilian accent, kind of says it all, really. It's like, yeah, I think it was either the illegal gold miners, which I don't see why illegal gold miners would put all that effort into doing that, because all it's going to do is draw the world's focus onto that area.
Right, fucking Scooby-Doo. It sounds straight up like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Isn't it? Oh, I would have gotten away with it too.
Instead of just stealing it and busting ass and getting it out, fuck it, we'll just dress like aliens and just terrorize the locals.
Well, the thing was,
hope nobody with their dog comes by.
They had those hoverboards, and everybody who's seen these things coming or heard them coming said it sounded like lots and lots of bees coming towards them. And all you got to do is go on the fucking YouTube, and you can see people who've got these hoverboards flying about on them, and they sound like a load of bees coming towards you. It doesn't take a lot to put it together, does it? There you go. We've sorted out so much tonight. South America, the aliens, the face peelers. No. It's Spec Ops practicing for what's coming. And to cover it up, they embellish all this stuff and make people think that they are something that they are not. So, what else was I going to say has been going on? Apparently, there's been more activity in the NASCAR lines, and I don't know if. Do you remember I was talking about them? There's old bases underneath the NASCAR lines. Whistleblowers have come out and said about the alien bases, aliens underneath the NASCAR lines. But apparently, there's been a lot more activity there since all this stuff has come out about we're going to get proof.
Whatever happened with Gaia's body from the NASCAR lines?
Do what?
The body that was found there. Whatever happened with that?
I don't know about that. All I know about is there's portals underneath. Apparently, when you go into the NASCAR lines bases, you can go into different bits, and then you go into like a.
You never saw the NASCAR alien? It was like the whole thing that got people started on watching Gaia.
Oh yeah.
The body that was found, and it was like this, and it had like 3 fingers, and it looked like a gray.
So, hello, I'm here. Oh yeah, there you go. C3PO metal leg. It was R2D2 before. This time it's C3PO. I told you I'm not normal, mate. I'm fucked in the head. I'm part alien. That's what it is. Yeah, there's that Gaia stuff. Some of that was actually really interesting. Like properly interesting, because normally you watch interviews, especially with some of the stuff that we do, you'll get people on to interview that even yourself, when you're interviewing them, you're going, he ain't wired up right, Yeah. But some of that Gaia stuff, some of it, I'll be honest, some of it I've watched and I've gone, fuck off. But there's been a lot of it I've watched and I've just been glued, like, Because when I found out about the NASCAR lines and everything and like that, that's when I went on and had a look at all the stuff that was going on Gaia. And everyone was backing each other up. But and that's the thing that convinced me, is the fact that these guys were backed into it. They didn't know each other. They've not worked with each other knowingly, and they had nothing to gain and nothing to lose. But these guys were corroborating what the other one had said just by what they'd visually seen inside these bases with the portals and everything, you know? And these portals are supposed to connect to, oh God, what was it? Mars, the moon, and I can't remember, is it Saturn or Jupiter as one of them? But it's underneath. Oh yeah, and there's ones underneath the ocean as well. And you can go to all these different places where all these bases are. The Drake Passage has recently come into the news lately also. I've got no idea about it. Oh, I'll tell you what has been seen.
The Leviathan that people are claiming.
Oh, is that massive thing in the water with helicopters flying above it? Was that real? I thought that was a load of bollocks.
No, there's like it has to do with that blip. It's been seen over and over and over again in the ocean.
Is that big blip that's come up in on the radars?
Yeah, and now everybody is saying it's. Some people think it's like Yamengard from the Norse tale, or the Leviathan from the Bible. And it's a massive like water dragon thing.
I've seen footage of this thing in the water, and it was fucking huge, and it looked like a triangle with a tail just underneath the surface of the water.
Yeah, that's not what this one is. This one, the Google camera footage looks like a snake head. Other people think it's just another landmass that's appeared.
Let's have a look at that then, because
there has something crazy been going on in the oceans. I don't know if it's been same with you guys on your side, but there has been a ridiculous amount of shark attacks this year.
Yeah, there was a dude just munched off the coast of Hawaii, wasn't there?
Yeah, he was actually one of the actors from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right, yeah, he was.
It was the second one of this month.
Is it?
Yeah, on that beach.
Well, the thing is, and again, we've spoken about it on the show previously. You know the Marianas Trench? You know there's a layer at the bottom of the Marianas Trench that we cannot put any of our probes through because we got nothing strong enough. We got nothing strong enough to go through that layer. They do know, they've done explosive sonar, and they know there's a massive void, like thousands of miles underneath this layer, and they think that things live underneath this layer that have never evolved, that have just stayed there, or maybe from when the planet was very young. I don't know, but they think that these things are now starting to be able to come up and come through this layer, and that's why we're getting all these weird and wonderful sightings everywhere. 22,000 people have lost their lives going through there, and the claim is made that it was another reason why they built the Panama Canal. Wayne, you're supposed to be having a bath, not doing the show. Out of the room, get out. I've heard the rumors about that. That's why the Panama Canal was built. But yeah, there's supposed to be things coming through. And I'll tell you what I have seen is I've seen
there's that ocean too underneath our ocean that they recently discovered that it's like way bigger than all of our oceans.
That's right, underneath and there's forests down there. They did the explosive sonar, and they discovered that there's forests, and Wayne went down the plug hole. Did your little brown fish go down the plug hole too? And there's an ocean there that's got, it's fresh water, isn't it? And it's got more water in there than all the oceans in the world together, isn't it?
I'm not sure if it's fresh water, but yeah, I know it's got more water.
But and there's forests, and there's my thing is, if there's forests down there, where are you getting the light from? Because green stuff has to use photosynthesis. So is it an artificial sun?
Admiral Byrd talked about that there was a second sun that he saw when he went over.
There's a lot of things that have been left unexplained. Like, when we talk about the doorways for you got legends of elves and fucking goblins and all that kind of crap.
That's the
Um,
other thing I've been thinking about crazy too, about like spirituality and like so much more people are talking about this too. Like the Greys might be not even extraterrestrial, it might be something more of a spiritual sense. And then if you kind of think about goblins back from like the medieval times, it's like put them next to a Grey, they kind of look a lot alike.
I was just about to get there. In Ireland, you've got beings called the Tuatha De Danann, and the Tuatha De Danann were the original rulers of Ireland, the Fey people, the kings of Ireland. And if you read the legends to do with them, they came in through doorways, and they came in also from an island called High Brazil, if I remember rightly. This little island is just off Ireland. It's called HY-Brazil, Brasil. And these beings, they were on Ireland. They originated in Southern Ireland and then went all over Northern Ireland. And they came and went onto this island of High Brazil. And this island of High Brazil keeps disappearing. It's not seen. It's not seen for hundreds of years. And then there will be sightings of this island just off the edge of Ireland. Every time this island off Ireland, Jesus, sorry, is seen, every time this island is seen, weird shit around the world starts to happen. And every single time this is seen, what's the word I want? It's when this island is seen, you'll see UFO sightings, there'll be cryptozoology sightings, there'll be stuff going on in the ocean, everything. Now, I was having a good look in the time I've been off. I haven't just been sat here going, I miss my mum. Well, I have, but I've been doing a lot of research. There has been some, if you keep going down the rabbit holes, you'll find some recent sightings, very, very recent sightings of High Brazil. And it coincides with all this stuff that's going on in the sea and all this stuff that's going on with the very recent UFO sightings. And also, High Brazil hasn't been seen for a long, long time. It started to be seen again when they opened up whatever the hell it was, that city or whatever it was that they opened up in Antarctica, when all the heads of state from around the world went there. When that happened, that's when High Brazil started to get seen, and that's when everything started to go mad. Coincidence?
I don't think so. I don't believe in them.
Eh?
Like, I don't believe in coincidences.
No, I don't. I do believe there are doorways. Look at Skinwalker Ranch. I've always said Skinwalker Ranch, the easiest way to look at that is the hotel lobby of different dimensions and different galaxies. You know, when you go for a hotel lobby, if you can imagine, there's all these different doors, all these different rooms. That's exactly what Skinwalker Ranch is. You've gone into the hotel lobby and there's all these entrances to all these different places. And they're all around the world. They're the cat's trying to turn. Fuck, get off, you bitch. She just tried to tattoo my arm. Oh, you asshole. That wasn't very nice. That fucking hurt. Anyway, sorry, yeah. If you look into when we get influxes of sightings, be it UFOs, USOs, cryptozoology, there's always something else that happens first, and then it triggers off all this stuff. And as I say, there's been very recent sightings of High Brazil. But High Brazil will get seen for like a day, and it disappears, and it'll be on the other side of the island.
This is all new to me, and it's High Brazil, like
High Brazil, HY-BRASIL.
And there's like ancient Irish text about this.
Yeah. Look it up.
I know there's like a story too that like when the Vikings are kicking their ass, that like they went and got the Fae to go and fuck the Vikings up, and that's like why the Vikings left, because they couldn't fight.
Yeah. Because the Fae live on High Brazil. But when you consider that these beings, wherever they came from, they've got technology the same as Atlantis, the same as all the legends from thousands of years ago, and I'm talking about the Emerald Scrolls and everything like that. They can control these portals. So this island's probably not an island. It's probably something. I don't want to say a battleship or anything like that, but I'd say it's they can control. They get. I'd say it's something that they can move and control, but because they've got the technology to operate doorways and dimensions, they can just steer it straight through this. and then like when they're on the other side, they'll get, because there's doorways everywhere. They can go, oh look, this is happening again. Right, lads, get on it. Let's go back and show the sighting of High Brazil. And I think they have to be in this realm to call up whatever it is they call up, and then all these sightings start. That's a kind of a theory I'm trying to put together in my head, because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. But have a look, see what you think. But there's always all these sightings that are going on when there's been like the rash of UFOs, the rash of cryptids. Now this in the ocean with that fucking great big Godzilla. Well, all this sort of stuff that's going on. There's always something that triggers it. You know, so one thing I will say before
we haven't had that one yet. We're bound to have kaijus appear.
You're gonna have fucking massive robots suddenly turn up and be like,
Oh, I bet you Lockheed Martin's already got a Gundam.
Ah, Jesus, that's Mark Manley there. He knows his stuff, doesn't he? Oh, yes, he does. But again, the Tuatha De Danann, they've been around as longer than Native Americans, and I've always thought like the ones to listen to are the ones who've been here the longest. Like the Aborigines and their dream time. Before the Aborigines, they've actually dug up white European type skeletons, and because of everything that went on over there, this was in the 60s, I think it was, they were ordered to destroy the skeletons and never reveal it, because otherwise people will go, well, hang on a minute, I thought that was the Aborigines' land. What are you talking about? What do you mean? You know, and again, that's another thing. If you look into it, you'll find it. But I do think that we are a tiny part of what actually goes on. Very, very small, tiny part. But I think we're an integral part of whatever it is. And again, like with death and stuff, and I'm not just saying it because of my mum. I've always thought that I wouldn't be a paranormal investigator if I didn't. I do think, and I'm convinced, that when you die, that is just the beginning of something else.
Yeah.
That's not the end of it. It's not the end.
Well, we know that even from the scientific part of being an investigator is that it's just about energy. Energy can't be broken down; it can only be moved. Yeah.
It's like Hi Kelly, we're just about to go. Eric's just said scientists have been saying a lot lately that magic is just science we haven't figured out yet. That's exactly what we said earlier.
Actually, we have that one college saying right now that it's more than likely that there's actually aliens living among us.
That's right, yeah. And have you noticed how all this shit is being drip fed and has been drip fed for the last 2 years, and it's gradually getting a little bit more, 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 little bit more. And it's getting to the point now where, like I say, we're supposed to have this big, oh my God, moment that's supposed to be coming where we get irrefutable proof. So put it all together. So you never know. But yeah, I'm convinced that when you die, that's not it. That's not it. This is a vehicle that we use. The real us is inside. Our brain operates in several different dimensions. Been proved, scientific proof. We don't know what these dimensions are. We don't know how it works in those dimensions. This is why when we dream, they say that we're linking to another version of ourselves out there in the multiverse. We're not actually having just a movie played on our head. We're actually seeing through the eyes of another version of us. If that's true, this vehicle here that we use to operate, once that dies, we come out, we go, right, what are we going to do now? And we go on to something else. I'm convinced that's it. I believe in aliens when I was a kid, actually seeing an alien ship in the sky. Well, welcome, Kelly. You are. We're on every Monday night. If you've not been before, I'm Mark. I'm normally here, but I've been away for the last few weeks because my mum passed away. So, and these guys have kindly been operating this without me. And they've done a brilliant job. So thank you very much, Josh and Wayne. Yeah, we normally talk about aliens and cryptids and stuff, and whenever it's just Josh and me, we go down all these fucking rabbit holes and go, oh
yeah.
So yeah, and I've just seen the time. I'm going to bugger the offie. It's been an hour. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea with the missus. I will be back. Oh, will I be back next Monday? I'm in Somerset, finishing off emptying my mum's house. Yes, I will be. Are you and Wayne okay to do the show for me next Monday? Because I'll be doing the last.
Wayne's still in here. Sea monsters, Wayne. If you're still in here.
Wayne will try and tell you he saw a monster just now, but all it was his ass in the reflection of the mirror as he got out the bath. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining us on all these various different platforms, and we will see you again. These guys will be back next week. I'll be back the week after because I've got to put this to rest, and that's the end of it for Mum, unfortunately. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for all the well wishes, and as I say, thank you guys for running this for me for the last few weeks. I will see you very soon, and remember, keep your eyes to the skies, keep looking out there, and if you see anything, tell us, say it. If you look down the bottom here, the thing scrolling across, you'll see an email address. If you've got anything you want to say, send us an email, the Dark Mirror Radio Show at yahoo.com, and then we can bring it up on here. So anyway, do you want to give a plug to your shows or anything before you go?
Yeah, check out Lost in the Rabbit Hole. Kind of similar to this, except it's not live, and there's pictures and videos that go along with it. We started getting a lot more busy. Mark and Wayne's video interviews are coming out soon. Anybody who I had an interview with that I missed last week, I apologize since I was dead to the world. I am up and about now, so we can move forward. I've been on a couple of interviews. Be sure to check that one, check them out. I have an interview coming this week with Typical Skeptic. He interviewed me last month, and so now he's coming on my show and being interviewed. So it was a good discussion. And like Mark said, keep your eyes to the sky. And stay out of the ocean right now.
Yeah, don't go in there. Ooh. You're going to end up having your knob bitten off, I tell you, or worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will see you next week. Thank you very much for joining us all. And it's great to be back. So I'll see you all soon. And check out his show, because along with Wayne's, it's a really good show, actually. I go on there and watch it quite often. So, yeah. Even though I think he needs more of us on there, because, you know, the British accents and we can do sarcasm, you know, you see. So
Vivian, so
we will see you soon. And aliens, bye.